So Matt Gaetz got his wish and Kevin McCarthy is out as Speaker of the House. But what's next? How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Kevin McCarthy being removed as Speaker of the House effective immediately, right now. 8 Republicans out of 221 joined all the Democrats to vote to oust Kevin McCarthy. Now, the House Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, said before the vote, we're not going to try to save him. That's on y'all as GOP to end the GOP civil war in the House. So we're going to all vote to get him out. 8 Republicans is all it took out of 221 Republicans to get McCarthy out. Now, many are celebrating, saying this is a good thing. He's a rhino, a swamp creature, all this, that, and the third. But the question is, where do we go from here? Who's going to be the replacement? How are we going to vote to make this happen? Remember, back in January, they had 15 rounds of voting, and it took forever to confirm Kevin McCarthy. And just 9 months later, he's out. The shortest Speaker of the House duration nearly in history. I think it was one guy back in 1876 who was a speaker who died of consumption. What even is that? I don't know. Some old-timey disease that nobody has anymore was the last time somebody lasted this amount of time as Speaker of the House. And the last time somebody was ousted was 1910. But here we are right now. Must be a great day to be a Republican. Now, I'm getting a little bit triggered. And before I go any further, let's go ahead and get into a little bit of information. I will link to all these articles in the description box. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website, but you see what's happening here. House votes to remove Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House. A very big position. He would be third in line or second in line in a line of succession. So let's say for some reason, President Joe Biden could no longer continue. Next up, Kamala Harris. If she can't continue, then it would have been Kevin McCarthy. Who would it be now? I have no idea. Let's just go through this a little bit and let's see who all voted to get McCarthy out of the way. And there was reasons, but we're going to get into that in a minute. So Matt Gaetz, Bob Good, Tim Burchett, Eli Crane, Matt Rosendale, Andy Biggs, Ken Buck, and Nancy Mace all voted to remove Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House. Quote, we need a speaker who will fight for something, anything other than just becoming or staying speaker. The polls show the public is blaming Biden and the Democrats for an imminent shutdown. If not fight now, when would we fight? Now is and was the time, Good said in a speech on the House floor before the vote. And there you have your main man, the man in the hour, Matt Gaetz. He was leader of the pack that made this whole thing happen. I believe he filed the motion. All it takes is one person to file the motion, and all it took was 8 Republicans out of 221 to join all the Democrats to get Kevin McCarthy out of the way. Some say McCarthy is a Democrat, so that must be why all the Democrats voted to get him out. If he is a rhino, a Democrat, and aligned with them, then why did they vote to get him out? I don't really see how it makes any sense. The Democrats are unified. Nancy Pelosi, whoever it was, they were unified under that person. That's why they could do whatever they want with no penalty. Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, etc. But Republicans, we get just defeated all the time because, in part, due to lack of unity. And I'm going to say one more thing. I'm going to come back so you can see me clearly. I'm going to say one more thing. Let's not act like we have a lot of power by having a slim majority in the House. We have 221 Republicans to 212 Democrats. Just a 9-member lead. That's it. Okay? Democrats have the Senate, and of course, the president is Joe Biden. So, and last time I checked, to pass a bill to make it become law, you got to go to the House, then the Senate, then the White House. If it's going to die in the Senate where it's majority Democrat, then what are you doing? You might be able to force it through Republicans in the House, but it's got to go to the Senate. It's going to die. And then it's still got to go to the president. So you got to do bipartisan things, and McCarthy was able to get that done. Now, the million-dollar question is, and some say you couldn't get things done. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the question is, who's going to replace Kevin McCarthy? There's all kind of names being floating around. People talking about, oh, it's going to be Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan did not vote to oust McCarthy. And as a matter of fact, he gave McCarthy like a vote of confidence. He was on McCarthy's side. Let me see if I can find the actual quote here. There we go. Now, this is on, what's it, KCRA? Yeah, KCRA. I'm going to read this for you right quick so you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. Okay. Now, let's go here. All right. But a long line of McCarthy supporters, including Rep. Jim Jordan of Ohio, a founding member of the Conservative Freedom Caucus, stood up for him. Quote, I think he has kept his word. And some did so passionately. Rep. Garrett Graves from Louisiana waved his cell phone saying it was disgusting that his hard-right colleagues were fundraising off the move in text messages seeking donations. Of course they're going to do stuff like that, of course, especially Matt Gaetz, the biggest attention seeker and drama queen of the bunch. I said it. Yes, I did. Because guess what? You're not going to put anybody in there that would do better than Kevin McCarthy. They're talking about putting Byron Donalds in there. Why? He did not vote to oust McCarthy either, and he said that he didn't like the move and it was counterproductive. Like, who are you going to put in there is going to do differently or quote unquote better than McCarthy? If you got guys that are McCarthy's friends and did not vote to oust him and said that the move to oust him was not necessary and it wasn't a good thing, then why do you think they would do a better job than him? Why would they do anything differently than him? Be clear. 221 Republicans in the House, only eight voted to remove Kevin McCarthy. Now, who out of the 8 do you think would be a good Speaker of the House? If they're a minority group, how are they going to get along with other Republicans, let alone the Democrats? Hakeem Jeffries said it. Again, this is the House Minority Leader, the Democrat leader. Hakeem Jeffries said it. Look, we're not trying to support you and your efforts. We want you guys to figure it out. We're not going to vote for a Republican to come into the House. We're not going to help you confirm your guy. Y'all do that. They unified as one block. No dissenters, all Democrats. Yep. Okay. Get him out of there. Y'all want him out? We're not going to help him stay. We're not going to confirm your guy. We're not going to save your guy. Ain't no none of that going. We're going to stay unified while y'all are divided. And now that's what's going on. 8 people. And again, Kevin McCarthy is out. They're going to hold a vote to see who the next guy's going to be. And the questions I have for you guys as I close is, who will do better than McCarthy? Who will do differently than McCarthy? Again, you have other Republicans who mostly, again, you had 221 Republicans in the House. Only 8 voted to remove the Speaker. So I'm no mathematician, but you have 213 Republicans who wanted him to be there. 213. So how would that 8 convince the 213 on their side to go along with certain bills, and also the other side when needed, and have it be a thing that's going to be bipartisan? So when it goes to the Senate, it doesn't die. And then if it has to go to the president, he can sign off on it and we move forward. How are you going to make that happen? People talking about term limits. I mean, I don't understand. I think that people get caught up in some of the catchphrases that Matt Gaetz and them say and buy into what he's talking about, because ultimately this will do nothing. The guy or girl you get in there as a next speaker will not do much more than what McCarthy could do. At the end of the day, as I close, again, all you have is a slim majority in the House. Very slim. Razor's edge. You don't have the Senate or the White House, so you are limited. Kevin McCarthy was not the president. He was the Speaker of the House with a slim majority, and he only had the House and nothing else. So what could he have done differently or better than what he actually did? And what will the next guy or girl do better or differently than what Kevin McCarthy did? I'm having a hard time seeing the game plan here. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what's happening here? Do you think that ousting Kevin McCarthy was a good idea, bad idea? Who's going to be the next Speaker of the House? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I think this was something that was done with no plan about how to actually go forward. Okay, you got your goal. You've been able to get him out. Okay, congratulations. Now what? If you ask them, now what? If you ask them who is going to be the next speaker, they're not going to have a clue. I don't think so. I mean, because I don't even know if he even intended for it to happen. They asked him, was it going to go through? He was like, no, because Democrats going to bail him out. Well, they didn't bail him out. So now what? Who knows, right? But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.